The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
This is on three-dimensional 3D targets.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages, going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840.
Range
Just
your
Ship.
traditional bullseyes and nice, not paper.
Hey, how about doing something really different for Dad this Father's Day? Take him on down to Bob Wines. That's Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, Nursery Center, and Landscaping. Now, just for Dad, pick out a citrus tree or a shade tree. This week, Bob Wines has plenty of citrus, orange, grapefruit, tangerine, cantaloupe, lemon, lime, many more. These are beautiful trees, regularly priced at $70, but they're just $59.99 this week. In shade trees, Bob Wines has hundreds to choose from, with large-size trees priced for just $49.99. And get this, You buy one at this super low price, and you get a second one just like it for half price. And here's a thought. If your dad's no longer with you, plant a tree in his honor for a lasting memory. Lots of other gifting ideas at Bob Wine's, so come check them out. BobWinesCameliaGardens.net, and come by this huge 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Our new name says it all. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Nursery, Garden Center, and Landscaping in the same blooming place since 1952.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
And I'm Elvis Presley.
Or at least we're the actors who played them.
And we're half of the $1 Million Quartet.
Rock and roll music.
Live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater.
It's the true story of the night in 1956 when Elvis
and Jerry Lee Lewis and Carl Perkins
with his blue suede shoes
got together for one legendary jam session at Sun Studios in Memphis.
And now we're all back together on stage at OCT.
Bringing to life that unforgettable night all over again.
$1 Million Quartet opens May 27th.
And Elvis has left the building on June 27th.
So call Ocala Civic Theater 352-236-2274 for tickets.
Oh, thank you very much.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve
stuff about it on our social media. You can check out our Parks and Recreation Facebook page, our Maine Marion County Facebook page, our Twitter. You'll see lots of stuff on it.
Very cool, very cool. Now, some other cool things that are happening. I know that there's some spec development that we talked about it last time you were here, but there's more to talk about.
Yeah, last time we were here, we talked about the groundbreaking of the Red Rock development, 1 million square foot distribution center being built on spec, which to me is just like nuts that you're willing to put that much money down and build a 1 million square foot distribution center on the hope that someone is going to come in and lease it, that you're that confident in.
But wasn't that how Amazon wasn't the building Amazon built on spec?
By them. They were the ones that did it. That was the first one they ever built in Florida. They built a 600,000 square foot facility, and as soon as they put it up, Amazon leased it. And right now they're employing about 300 of our neighbors. So they got a good
track record of being able to fill their spec buildings.
Very good track record. And that same site where they're building that 1 million square foot warehouse, they have another 500,000 square foot cross dock warehouse distribution center that they're also going to be building to spec. Ground is not broken on that. I don't know what exactly the timetable on that is, but that has been lauded as well.
Remind the listeners where this 1 million square foot warehouse is.
If you know where the Ocala Marion Commerce Park, where AutoZone, Chewy, that Amazon facility that we just talked about on I-75 is, it is across the interstate from that on the west side of I-75. It's about a mile north of US 27 off of I-75 there. Now,
Right by the flea market almost.
Correct. Speaking of that Commerce Park, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because the city of Ocala had a building permit filed by a developer out of Tampa named Peak Development, and they filed their building permit for a new 400,000 square foot distribution facility, and that's going to be located in that Commerce Park, along with AutoZone, Chewy, FedEx, Amazon, those buildings.
The Commerce Park's got to be about full now.
Correct. They bought that parcel that they're putting that spec building on. They're also building that building to spec, and they bought the 23 acres that they're going to build that facility on back in December, and that was the second to last parcel available in that Commerce Park. Commerce Park's about 500 acres, 486, like that. I don't have it right in front of me, but they bought 23. There's one 15-acre parcel left, so it's full up, and that's why. And we heard from Kevin Sheely at CEP not long ago that through the state of Florida right now, warehouse vacancy is less than 5%. Wow, the whole state of Florida. There is a great need for warehouse and distribution centers, and of course, Marion County is an extremely logical place to house these kinds of businesses, and has had a incredible track record at at attracting them, and the businesses themselves have been extremely happy about operating here due to the kind of workforce they've been able to generate, the partnership with county agencies as far as getting development cleared, no surprises throughout the development process, speedy permits and infrastructure and things like that. So,
for all the people who are wondering why the U.S. DOT and the state DOT and the county and all are doing what they're doing by creating an exit right there at 49th, that they're going to create an exit on 75 for 49th. If you didn't have an exit there, these commerce parks, the way they're booming, traffic would be a snarl on 326 and Highway 27. So, and they're gonna that exit eventually is gonna connect that exit as an alternative way from that exit south to 484, that you don't have to use 75 and stuff like that. It'll go out towards 80th and everything. They're going to widen 80th and everything.
Correct.
There's a lot coming to the west side of the county.
Right. The long-term plan, there's a few different corridors identified in the long-term plan for Marion County, one of which, of course, is that 49th Avenue extension to create that additional kind of north-south corridor. But, yeah, that that infrastructure is the next piece, and aligning with with the federal road crews, FDOT, and our own infrastructure to meet those needs of those growing businesses is going to be a major priority of the county going forward.
I'll be honest with you, I can't wait for 326 not to be so congested.
Right. For me, I mean, I've come up from Marion Oaks every day, and I make the trip on the interstate.
Sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
from Bellevue, from 484 to 200, you could do that at 78 miles an hour or 38 miles an hour, and it could happen that you do both those speeds numerous times in that 9 miles.
On the same trip.
Yeah, all in the same trip.
I do want to talk about something in our animal services department.
This
really
is a good story.
Heartwarming story. Everyone at our animal services department earlier this month was so thrilled. We had a gorgeous 6-year-old mixed breed dog named Aquarius, and she was just the love of the animal center because she'd been there for so long. She had been
2 years?
2 years, 665 days in the animal center, and she was finally adopted recently by Warren Robbins, the fellow's name out of Summerfield, and his family. Now, this guy, Warren, and his family, they said they'd initially gone into the shelter looking for cats. His wife is a big cat person, and June, as we've been advertising, June's Adopt a Cat Month, and cats were free to adopt, and we've got lots of cats that we've been promoting for adoption. But they met with Aquarius. He's a big dog person, so he kind of went just like, all right, what are the cool dogs y'all got that we can hang out with? And Aquarius was like the second or third dog that they met with, and then they learned that Aquarius has a few kind of personality quirks and traits that, there's a reason that she was in the animal center for as long as she was.
Yeah.
The biggest one is that Aquarius really needs to be the only pet in the household. And when they learned that, like, okay, we're getting Aquarius. We're not getting a cat.
Right.
They've had a 2-year-old and a baby on the way. Aquarius is great with kids, just not with other pets.
Animals.
Right. And they have been just absolutely thrilled with one another. We're so happy to hear it. Now, I want to talk about Aquarius is one of a few dogs that are part of this program, dogs that have these kinds of special needs, personality quirks that make them a little bit more difficult to adopt. We have a family from North Carolina, George and Renee Darren are their names, and they are benefactors for the animal center and recognized that these dogs were kind kind of being looked over because of these quirks, maybe because they were a little bit older, maybe because they needed to be the only pets in the household, maybe because they had some sort of challenging traits, and they wanted to try to incentivize some way for people to give these dogs a second look, and they created this program called Darren's Bounty. And the way Darren's Bounty works is if adopters choose a dog that's part of the Darren's Bounty program, and they adopt the dog and are happy with the dog, and the dog's happy and healthy and everything's vibing, after 2 months, the animal center will do a quick visit, check in, see how the dog's doing, see how you're doing, and if you're happy, Darren's Bounty will give you $200 as an incentive for adopting that animal. And that'll, pay for some of the food, give you a couple extra treats.
Couple vet bills.
Right, exactly. A trip to the vet. And it's such an awesome program. It's only been going on for just about a year now. We've already helped place 12 dogs like Aquarius through this program.
I was on the board of the Humane Society of Marion County for a while, and people, I don't think, have an understanding of just the difficulty sometimes of adopting out pets that have quirks.
Yeah.
And one of the main quirks is they don't deal well with other pets.
Right.
And, you bring things, you socialize. The professionals have socialized them and know what their traits are and everything. And so if you are a person that you're single or you're a new family, and a lot of times these pets are fine with the kids. Mm-hmm. They're just not fine with other pets. That was Aquarius's deal. Yep. Aquarius, I had been to the shelter numerous times and been back there and petted a great dog. But it has a propensity that if you had another pet, you would be petless because Aquarius would take care of that other pet.
Yeah, Aquarius did not do well in play groups.
No.
But yeah, and another thing is, and you mentioned being at the Humane Society, so you know a lot about this, but of course, Marion County Animal Services successfully made the transition to go to no-kill in 2019, and when you think about these dogs, these particular animals with these kind of behavior quirks, these dogs would have been the first in line for euthanization. And when you go to no kill and you have them around, of course we're so happy that that these dogs are now, you were able to provide homes for them and make their life mean worthwhile, but it takes
incentive program helps.
Yeah. It just takes that little bit of extra effort, and we're so happy to see that.
How many of you adopted, Alex? How many of you got?
I have 2 cats. Both are rescue adoptions. Not from here, but I am looking for a dog. The trouble is, I need a dog that plays well with other cats, and I've been talking with.
You might need to make sure your cats play well with other dogs.
Yeah. That's the second step. I'm talking with Jim Sweet. We're gonna figure something out. I'm over there enough. I've got to get myself a dog.
I have 4 rescue dogs and a rescue cat. One of our rescue dogs was rescued from Hurricane Harvey over in Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My fiance at the time was living in Houston, and he was a puppy.
Yeah. That
was abandoned and at the shelter there because of the hurricane, and so she went and adopted Milo, and Milo is he's our squirrel patrol.
Oh, cool.
Because I'm pretty sure he tells us all the time that squirrels are like bad animals, and they're there to kill mom and dad, so he has to keep them out of the yard so that mom and dad stay alive.
Yep.
Because squirrels are murderers.
Doing God's work.
Yeah, well, they're murderers. If you ask Milo, the squirrels are murderers. So,
yep.
But it's just great to hear stories like this from our shelter that transitioned from a euthanization shelter to a non-kill shelter, and the dog that benefited the most from the transformation Aquarius, because Aquarius was there in 2019 when the transition happened.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Aquarius
right
is like,
there on that.
Hey, thanks, county commissioners. I'm good with that.
Right there on the cut line.
Right.
I do also want to mention, because I did our Marion County Pets of the Week highlight. We also have, for those of you who might have be doing some homesteading or have a backyard chicken coop, we have a very, very lovable barred rock rooster at the animal center right now. This guy has pretty good disposition. He's as far as roosters go, he's on the chill side. But his name is Spirit. He is up for adoption right now at the animal center in the poultry area.
Yeah, and that's the thing people don't realize. The animal shelter, it doesn't just take cats and dogs. Sometimes there's horses. We'll
auction cattle.
Right.
If cattle end up lost and go unclaimed, we'll care for cattle and then end up auctioning
emaciated horses that are taken from people.
Right. We see a lot of very sad horse abuse cases that our animal control officers and our animal care technicians
I need a miniature donkey. Any of those?
Phenomenal. I don't know if we have any. We have in the past. I know we have in the past. But yeah, what you can do is hop on marionfl.org/animal, marionfl.org/animal, and you can see every adoptable pet in our database. It's updated every hour.
My fiance riding down the road right now, screaming at the radio, "No miniature donkey!" Because I've wanted a miniature donkey forever. Yeah. And so right near where we live, there's a guy that sells miniature donkeys, and I'm like, I'm gonna get one because we got almost an acre. It's pretty, miniature donkey.
That's enough room for a small.
She's
donkey.
like, no. So the other day I come back from Tractor Supply, the one out on 27th, Highway 27, Rural King. Come back from Rural King, and I bought a little miniature donkey figurine, and I was like, there, I got my miniature donkey. 622-9622 is the number to call if you want to ask. Oh, look, as soon as I said the number, somebody called, Alex.
Hey, how about that?
You're on with Alex Abishon from the County Commission. Hello.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Say, I just called my wife up in Milwaukee. She was a volunteer at the Humane Society, and I told her about Aquarius, and she was so happy to hear about it's such a sweet dog, and finally found a home, so it's just a wonderful thing, and the Humane Society is such a great place, and, speaking about unusual pets, we had a couple of rats for pets, and they were great pets. And they're smart, and it was really fun to have them. They crawl on your belly, on your shoulder at night. And when I got home from work, and I feed them some popcorn and stuff. And it was they only lived for 2-3 years or whatever it was. But everybody thinks they're so unusual. But rats make good pets.
I've heard that.
I've heard that as well. Thanks for the call, Hugh.
Okay.
When I was a little kid, I was 9, 10, 11 years old. I had the rat colony. I had my mom and dad went out and bought this big plastic thing. I mean, it took up probably 3 foot, and it had 2 rats, and they were fantastic. And we went on vacation to Wisconsin, and the house sitter didn't really keep the door shut like she should have, and the cat got into the air at my bedroom where the rat colony was, and we came back
to a
Wisconsin.
Murder scene.
There was little outlines drawn on the floor. I lost my rats.
Oh, no.
The cat was never convicted. Cat was like, can't prove anything. Mm-hmm. Never convicted. Yep. But it is cat month. Cat adoption month.
Adopt a cat month. And like I mentioned with Aquarius, any dog that has been at our animal center for 6 months or longer, we are waiving the adoption fees for those dogs as well. So head on down to the animal center. Take a look. We've got some great pets.
And you can go on to Marion County.
MarionFL.org/animal. And you can find
every hour they update.
Yep. Every hour you'll find an up-to-date list of all our adoptable pets. I have one more thing I want to mention. I know that this is something that you care deeply about. I care deeply about. This week, the Marion County Commission declared this week to be Solid Waste Workers Week. Yeah. Sanitation workers play a fundamental, critical role in keeping our community clean, keeping our community safe and healthy. They put in long hours. They work in all sorts of weather conditions, and they don't really get the thanks or respect that they tend to deserve.
They really do a great job, solid waste. And before we go, we got about a minute. I do need to mention, because I work on the Marion County Historical Commission at the pleasure of Michelle Stone. I work for her.
Yep. Oh, you guys are on the road.
We are on the road right now, but I'm going to bring Michelle up because Michelle and Kathy and the other commissioners, too, are not very happy with you morons who think that the outdoors is your trash can.
Yep, you could make solid waste workers' job a whole lot easier by disposing of your trash properly. Make Marion County beautiful.
You morons that think the outdoors is just for you to drive around and throw out your McDonald's wrappers and your newspapers and all. You litter bugs. Look, Kathy Bryant says she's going to put you on blast.
Yep. You will be seeing new radio and television ads from the County Crime Prevention Fund. Littering is a crime.
It certainly is.
Keep illegally dumping, we might have a new home for you.
And if I find your trash
county jail.
If I find the trash on the side of the road and I find the address, I'm just bringing it to your house and throwing it in your yard. I don't care. I'm just telling you. Alex, thanks for being here.
Tom, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. Have a good rest of your day.
Coming up next, the American moms know where they're going. We'll have this next. Vanessa Stanfield, Lloyd Martin Gregory, Rosie, Stanfield Chiropractic. That's next, right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
How to use and plant a beneficial weed. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
USA Radio News with Lance
Great news,
Pride.
Florida
After
farmers.
Wednesday's summit
The Florida
between
legislature has
Presidents Putin and
passed
Biden,
hemp
the two
legislation
leaders had different
allowing
views
hemp
on
to
what
be
was
grown.
discussed.
The alternative
Vladimir
crop of the
Putin via
future is
translator.
coming soon to Florida. With more than 25,000 different uses.